Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so this is the reading for Destiny Path 4. Okay, Destiny Path 4. Alright, the way that you calculate your destiny path and your life path are two different things, right? Your destiny path depicts long term and different projects and things of that nature that you would be working on, all that kind of good stuff, right? Don't know exactly what we're gonna get into today, but in order to calculate, right, your destiny path, you take all of the letters of your name, right, and you write those down. Then you take a separate sheet of paper and you write 1 through 9 across the top of it, and then you assign each letter of the alphabet with a number. Okay, so 1 would be A, 2 would be B, 3 would be C. Okay, so on and so forth until you use all of the letters of the alphabet. All right, Destiny Path 4. Okay, so ultimately, right? Not all readings are going to resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. That is okay. That simply means that this reading isn't for you. Okay, so being outside of the community right off the bat, Destiny 4, the Destiny Path 4. All right, out of the community. Yeah, this one was flipped over, right? Okay, you ready, huh? Especially with it. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense with being a stabilizing aspect outside of the community in one's mind. Oh, okay. Okay, so Destiny Path 4 within the whole aspect of possibly being an alchemist. Pay attention to that. The other portion. Okay, I'm thinking. Okay, maybe it has something to do with breakfast for you. Destiny Path 4, because what I'm hearing is like the whole Tony the Tiger, great, and all this other. So 222 is I said that. Right, but one not being disappointed. The month of May, right? Some things it is that would have been hidden. Ooh, let's see. Destiny Path 4. All right, so we're not having movement in regards to there being anxiety and discussions of one going on another day in love and the truth of work in the world that one would have created. Some of this that is given, Destiny Path 4 is what type of work it is that would have been done or what type of work that would be done and one not being disappointed. That's a part of it. In the alchemical aspect, what you want to pay attention to is the different communities and the movement that comes in regards to it. How it is one would move. Hold on. Something else that I'm really getting from this is Destiny Path 4. If you're having anxiety, severe anxiety, or one not having movement in a discussion, in this discussion of love, of truth, of the day. Now, because some of it is how one wouldn't allow, how somebody would, a person being anxious about lying. It's sound kind of like some lies, kind of, yeah, how some, it's given, yeah, it's given truth reveal. Love's truth. A lot of this is given what is spiritual love and the work that would have came into place with it. Also, pay attention to what it is that comes into place with being outside of a community. Whatever community this is, I'm not necessarily going to say it's only about the whole twin flame aspect, but more so a matter of it's not about the community, it's about the world that one would have created, how one would have been able to shape the spirit at night according to the moon. This is totally giving moon magic. Okay, so pay attention to what it is you would have been paying it the lover's moon. What moon is it? Yeah, because in a month it will be given the month of February, 6th through the 9th. Yo, life path forward, and then they're being clearing out the magician or clearing out what it is that would have been manifested. Yeah, because the first thing I saw was that there were some night terrors inside one's mind. The other thing you want to pay attention to is yeah, because okay, so Destiny Path 4 in a stabilizing aspect, some of this is given that there's some trauma that would be associated with how it is you view or what this you view what you would have put into place is ultimately what this is given, and how there wouldn't be disappointment. No, I'm hearing. Oh, I'm hearing May. It was May. Okay, so in May there was some shit. It was that would have going on. What happens in the month of May? You got May Day. You got Mother's Day. And those are the two main ones. So pay attention to that. And then there being love of one, not love 3 years ago, within the doing of love. Hold on. Okay, I'm hearing equally yoked. Okay, so Destiny Path Forward, what it is to be equally yoked 3 years ago in the doing of love and protecting, one not talking, and the collecting of information, one not discussing, the collection of information with the star seeds. Okay, so Destiny Path Forward, we getting a little bit more in depth with you. There's some star seed information coming in, and there will be a shift of from Mars to Uranus in this whole love aspect for you. So yeah, if you haven't shifted to Uranus in these situations, yeah, because it's given how it, inside of a person's mind not moving, that's gonna cause a problem for them. Because Uranus, we're in a state of Uranus right now, Destiny Path 4, especially with there not being recognition. And y'all know I'm not even gonna fly by the fact of all these daggone wands and swords. It's, a lot of the stuff it is that would have been said and done by the light of a silvery moon. And if you were just paying attention to the situations that would have been going on, because all of this is Destiny Path 4, you're more so about stability, okay? But then you being more so about stability, your destiny being a part of that stabilizing portion or factor, right? Some people may try to calculate like they life path according to uh their destiny path according to their life path. Like say for instance, a 22 would associate themselves with a destiny path 4. So I heard it could that be a part of an incidental swap? Okay, let me say this. If you're doing any type of magic in regards to this, that is not incidental. You're supposed to study that type of shit before you just try and swoop and swap and no. Don't do that. Yeah, that's no, that's realistically that's an intentional swap because you're doing higher level magic, but you're not paying attention to the wisdom associated with it, and you wouldn't have collected the information, and you wouldn't have paid attention to the shift in what they call it, going from the Piscean era to the era of Aquarius, and there being some things that weren't healed in the collection of information. Part one, part two, how you were collecting information, how you were writing it down, all of that. Some part of this it kind of gives it's not out here, but it's given the having to do things backwards. The yeah, because it don't even really have no signs, quote unquote signs showing up for me to even give you that as an indication. It would be something that would have gone on with being with the childhood aspect. Yep, with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, so it do give in the clearing out. It gives the signs, but in the situation in the contractual aspect, it is something different. It's just a whole. It's a situation, whereas there's a play a major portion. You got the King of Cups here, the doing of love. Now, for some of this, right, for some of you guys, it's going to be in regards to having Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio in Uranus. And when Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, um, Uranus, Scorpio is exalted in Uranus, I want to say. So the doing of love would, if you have it in Uranus, it should come easier for you. And the whole aspect of a love child, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Or if you have a midheaven that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you're looking for like a person, so to speak, I would say pay attention to Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, with a midheaven of Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Or you want to look at the dawn of love that would have come into place with Uranus being retrograde 3 years ago. Like what it was that happened 3 years ago in regards to being able to go on another day in love. And the wisdom that would have came into place with knowing about hungry ghosts. Okay, so fun fact: one of the things that's been happening with the parade of the planets, more up to date. Okay, Destiny Path 4 is it's not if you've really been paying attention. Old lovers don't only come around during Mercury retrograde; they come around during Uranus retrograde too. But everybody keep putting that thought process in one's mind that it has to be Mercury retrograde, so you look for those, but you may not necessarily look at what somebody else is doing during a different planetary alignment or a planetary shift, right? And if you're only looking for what it is that a person would do for love in regards to like the rebellion aspect of it, love in itself is a rebellion. It is to actually to show love to some degree. And whether you, a lot of people don't necessarily pay this attention, but respect is a form of showing a person love, right? So Destiny Path 4, when you're doing, though, when you're falling in line with that, there's this whole aspect of the hungry ghost burden and there being a mystery, right? So with who it was that you would have ghosted, having to look back over all these different people, that's a lot, Destiny Path 4. I feel, yeah, I kind of feel for you in that regard. Especially if you would have had a lot of lovers, right? But you wouldn't necessarily collected the information on how it is they would have been showing you love and gratitude and all this other good stuff. But yeah, so within obsession, scarcity, consciousness, and attachment, that being a part of the burden in the mystery, and that being a mystery of the transformation, it's giving. Yeah, it is giving you the divine masculine, right? In short, those people who would have been quietly encouraging you on. Some of that is given from like some of the readings it was that I did a really, really long time ago. And if you wouldn't have caught on to it until later on down the line. Yeah, like say for instance, if a like say for instance, I listen to music a lot, so Destiny Path 4. Hopefully, this will help you when you come up on a new artist and you like what it is that they're saying, and then you got to go down a rabbit hole. But before you get to collect all the information, or within the information you would have collected, you would have collected it, uh, and it wouldn't have been a timeless read. It would have been a right then, right there. I hope that helps. Yeah, and then within the transformation and trusting one's psychic gifts, yeah, if you would have been paying attention to your intuition, yeah, because what it's giving is that you may not have come across the person yet, Destiny Path Forward, huh, or you would have talked them up out your life. That for some people that would definitely be it. Yeah, if you focusing on something, if you yeah, and the truth of the work, you got a lot of work to do all over the world, or you got a lot going on, and then there'll be in the message of a mature man. There being some maturity that would have come into place, and there being this high honor in the work, and there being the message of concern. With there being with things being stolen. Yeah, that will do it. All right, Destiny Pass Forward. Let's see what else. Yeah, let's see. Okay, forgiveness. Okay, stop focusing your essence or energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. That is literally what I just talked about. That's literally, yeah. And then don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Destiny Path Forward, basically, what this is saying is in the world that you create, you need to wait. Yeah, you need to get your heads together with all this situational shit that would have came into place and figure out how it is that you would show love as a quote unquote rebellion or over the long term. Because if you ever pay attention, because Uranus deals a lot with media, it deals with media and propaganda, advertising, all this other type of stuff, right? And if you have it in Scorpio, right, it'll be about what level of Scorpio you at in order for it to be exalted. Because if you on that scorpion stinging shit, ain't that's not gonna be something that'll be really good for you. Destiny Path Forward. But if you at like that higher vibration where it is at the snake, and depending on what you see the snake as, because snakes can be considered as very healing. They're very healing to the earth, and they allow for germination to take place. Do with that what you will. You might want to look into potting plants and shit like that. I did have an experiment, Destiny Path 4, that I conducted a while ago, and it will tell you about how you view things, and this could help you. You get two plants, right? And one plant you name it love, and then another one you name it hate, right? And whenever you feel a strong emotion, you water that plant. That'll tell you about where you need to start at with your relationships and different things you do and don't like. All right, as far as the romantic aspect and what it makes you feel and do in the romantic aspect. Okay, that's me path forward. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. That is a very Scorpio situation. I just want to point that out. Destiny Path 4. And then romance, Cupid, arrow strikes, and a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So pay attention to what it is that you really want to happen to within for you, Destiny Path 4, okay? Especially in the love aspect, and if you are a practitioner to any capacity, because you have to stabilize yourself first which means you gotta figure out what's haunting you, especially or in the sexual aspect. You really do. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out here. If you done stole somebody man, or if you done stole somebody woman, Destiny Passport, you gonna have to look into what that is, and then there be the forgiveness. You gotta forgive yourself for it first, all right, and then move into the other portions, all right. All right, so light loves y'all, okay? Cause see, remember, light work, it ain't light work. It is not light work. It's not light work. If you need more clarity on your own personal situation, you are more than welcome to get it via email at lightworkaintlightworkllc@gmail.com to schedule your appointment. All right, and in that way, you can stay light while you are